I am in a forest, and today I am going to tell you what is research. See, if I look around myself and I notice something, I get to learn about it. I get to notice this plant, let's say. I get to learn about it. That is what is research. Most people today think research is spending lot of hours in the labs, using instruments, using the books to study or study continuously for long hours. That is not research. Research is noticing and learning is noticing. I used to think that I know a lot about research, but I was wrong. When I was asked about some basic things like what is hypothesis or how can we even start a research, I was clueless, I was speechless. And then I realized it that what I was missing were never concepts. That was exposure. Exposure to the place like this. Look at these cactus. They may look like prickly pear or true cacti, or even some may call them euphorbia, but they are not. They are vining cacti. You can see they vine around a tree and climb it to the top. Someone who has just begun to study about these cacti or the vegetation of Aravalli Hills might tell you that these are the kind of plants that grow here. But actually, if I may tell you, these cacti are not what exactly that grows in this vegetation. Usually, these are the result of illegal escape or garden dumping. Here are few colonies, or you can say residential areas, that carry their green waste here and dump it. So the green lungs of this area falls victim to the illegal green waste dumping. But when you first see these plants, these actually look like cactus, and maybe you may see two type of cactus here. The one that has many of those tiny thorns and is very small in height, and one that goes so big or taller. These are the two different species, basically often confused with Euphorbiaceae and often confused with the official cactus, the true cactus species. But these are neither of them. They are replicating their characteristics or their features of some true desertified plants. But here they are just copying them. So this is a classic example of convergent evolution. They may have never seen a cactus in their life, or how would they see? They don't have eyes, but they must have not witnessed any such kind of thing. But they here in Delhi grew like this because the conditions here are dry, and these dry conditions mimic the conditions that are there in the desert or are there where the true cacti grow. These species might differ from one another, but are very similar in adaptations, in adapting to a climate that is hot. So this kind of convergent evolution with this kind of invasive experiment is what makes this place so special. So did you notice something? We did not start with a definition. We started with a question. And this is where research actually begins. Not in textbooks, not in notes, but in simple questions like, why does it belong here? Why does it look like this? So you just need to notice and ask. What you are doing right now is already research, observation, question, and trying to understand. We just name it differently later: hypothesis, analysis, and conclusion. But at its core, it's just curiosity in action. Research is not about knowing everything. It's about being okay not knowing and still wanting to find out. If you have already started noticing things around you, maybe you have already started doing research.